So I'm so happy that you purchased one of my batteries, but let's also problem solve how to wire that into your setup. So you're going to need to go from your battery to your inverter to your grid source, say to the pedestal, say if it's a trailer, can we go from a breaker panel? We got solar panels that we need to be able to wire in as well. So let's brainstorm and give me the lengths. Let's figure out the gauge that we need, and I can assist with some of these things so that when you get to your location, you're not having to spend the day doing that as well. I love to experiment. I'm looking for the best fittings. I'm looking for the best loom. I'm looking for the best heat shrink. So take advantage of the money that I've invested and let's make a custom cable for your needs. So a really good example is this is a lug. It's called the long barrel. And the beauty of it is that it gives you two solid crimps, not just one. And there's just no way that's coming apart. Good example of the wire loom and then the heat shrink on that. So it's kind of a lifetime you're going to have some of these cables. So these are the bigger versions of this. This is be up to the 350, which is a quick disconnect. And they make them all the way down to, say, a little guy like this, which is probably like 50 amps. I can make things, say, for your DC fridge. That's just an example where you're going to push this into the battery and then you'll spin this and then lock it and you can't take it out them, and that'll just give you your two poles, positive and negative. Why not, if you want to do some custom, say you want to be able to view each cell individually in the battery, I can do some custom loops, wiring harnesses like this. This is what it looks on the inside, and basically you're soldering to each one of these has a number corresponds. See, if you're using an Anderson connector, we can make it dust proof. There's also a waterproof version of that as well. Just building this type of connection, which is perfectly fine. I love these with a little cover, then I can orientate that whichever way I need the cable to come out, say, from the battery. Little things such as making your life a little bit easier to go from MC4s, which is a challenge to unclip when you're, say, a little colder in times of the year, and to an XT60. Really simple to click. This is new to the marketplace, these guys, and they go from 30 amps to 60 amps. I pushed it well over 120 amps. They're really holding up quite well. I'm really pleased with these types. Even easier of a connection than say the Andersons. We can go. Another one that I really like is these where you fold. It's not so much a compression, but as you fold in the wings, the edges, the sides into the wire. Okay. I use a hydraulic press for all the other ones. So you'll never pull that apart. Another new type of connector is these types. So we have, when it's inside these tubes, it slides in, they push in, nice mechanical, and then once you get it in, you lock it into place and you can't pull that out. So this is negative, red for positive. Other things that I can make would be, say, this enclosure. I want to be able to monitor my solar panels coming in, and with this display I can do that. So solar coming in, it goes into a shunt, it goes into a relay, and the relay is there so with my battery management system, the BMS, I can turn that relay on or off remotely. Then with the fan to keep the shunt cool, and then power out to whether it's your battery or to your inverter. And this kind of so in the spirit of other services that I can provide, here is a mini DIN rail. This is the cover. You flip this up to have just access to the breakers that are in here. They're called mini DIN rails. And PV coming in, go through a fuse, go through a surge protector, then to a regular breaker. That would be on the DC side. I can then also add then a relay so that your BMS would be able to control that on or off. The same reason as I've built this. And then if it was an AC breaker panel, we can have from 150 amps to 5 amps, controlling whatever AC loads we want, whether it's charging or discharging. There's a ground, and I can also do a relay inside there as well if I want my BMS to control the charging, and only up to about 15 amps or 20 amps. This one can do that. So I can build. Okay, inverter, 48 volt inverter. I am having my solar come in, and then it's going through. Actually, on the outside, I'll start there first. As before it comes into the service inside here, it is going through the fuses, and it also goes through the surge protectors. And then as it comes inside the house, it's going through this panel here with a cover on it, of course. So it has the breakers, and then it has my relays. My relays are being controlled by my BMS. So when the batteries are fully charged up, it shuts those off. And the beauty of that, of course, then the whole system stays on, and it's being mechanically turned on and off. And that's another secondary way of control and protection.